Hello and welcome to Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast. I mean, this is a birdie fest.
It's a Philly show, baby.
Let's go.
That's right. Welcome into Swing It and Ding It, an iHeartMedia podcast. This is Moose along with Mays and Matthews, and we have Return of the Coach. Return of the Coach. He's back, baby. The coach, Jonathan Coachman, back on Swing It and Ding It. Welcome back, my friend.
Well, I got to be honest with you. There's two reasons that I come back. A, I love working with her. B, I had to ask Harry for a favor today, and so he paid up, so I'm just repaying the favor. You? I don't really owe you anything. But that's all right. You go ahead.
I'm the guy who sends him the hats and the merch, too.
I love my swinging and dinging merch. I've worn it on my shows before.
I love it. I've seen it. It looks awesome. So we'll get into a lot of stuff. We're going to talk about some of our great sponsors. We're going to see the line finally for the Ryder Cup with our friends at Bet Parks. Talk a little bit about Wear SPF when Danielle spills some tea. Our friends from Buy My Balls. We'll talk about that, too. But it is all about the Ryder Cup. It is finally here. And, Coach, I was thinking about it today. I can't imagine any other event. I mean, yes, there's anticipation. Super Bowl is there, too. But you don't know you're in the Super Bowl until a couple weeks before, right? These guys that are in the Ryder Cup, I can't imagine what these guys are feeling right now. The level of anticipation and the wanting this thing to just get here has to be like no other sporting event we see.
You know what this is? This is the sphincter of J.J. Spawn, Russell Henley, Cam Young, and who's the other newbie? Help me out. There's four of them. Ben Griffin.
Ben Griffin.
Yeah. And I got to tell you, he's one of my favorite stories.
Ben's
I called
great.
his last Corn Ferry Tour event. I was on the call when he got his tour card, and he's like balling. I'm like, what's going on? Well, the dude who foot the bill and is now on his left pocket. Can you imagine 3-4 years ago, guys, that he would now be on the Ryder Cup team? Not only that, but one of the top players that I'm going to be backing in a lot of bets this week. And I don't want to make fun at all because this is not funny. But when you know what Keegan Bradley did with the team where he takes them out on the first tee, they played the national anthem. Yeah. And I'm sitting there going, I thought this was a private event. When they showed the video, there had to be 50 people out there. And I was okay, it was special, but not that special. But I'm telling you see the faces of JJ and all them? I'm telling you, they understand the gravity of this place. When you get to New York, you get in the Northeast, you guys know all about it. Philly's the same thing. There's the pressure. And I'm feeling the pressure, and I live in Cali.
No
we
doubt.
love that. I mean, a New York crowd, it's going to be rough. It's going to be loud. It's definitely going to be one of the toughest crowds on U.S. soil. I can't really think of another location that I would anticipate a more rowdy, crazy crowd.
And the fact that it's Bethpage too, right? Like if this were at Winged Foot or if this was at Shinnecock, right? It would have that air of a private course. It's at the Muni.
This is a Muni. Yeah.
And guys, a few people our age remember 2002, but that was 20 years ago. They had, God, I can't believe it, that they had the U.S. Open here. And remember how many players complained, oh, they yelled at me. They made fun of me. Well, get used to it this week, boys.
Seriously. It goes like when you're playing golf with some buddies and you don't want to be quiet and you do this and you do that. It's like, come on, these guys should be used to this. Mm-hmm. We talked about a coach on the show. I don't know if you saw this. It was circulating through social a little while ago. They did a comparison of MLB to golf. And they're like, MLB, you have people screaming like, come on, swing better, 90-mile-an-hour ball coming at you trying to swing. Everyone can be going crazy. In golf, you're trying to hit a ball that's sitting still and you can't say anything.
It makes so little sense when you think about it.
It doesn't make much sense. It's pretty funny, though.
It is pretty interesting, though, because like Luke Donald has gone, he's a terrific captain. He's really like tailor-made for this role, even though like it wasn't supposed to be him 2 years ago. It was supposed to be Henrik Stenson. But he is just worked into this role, and it's like it's been tailor-made for him. He's gotten stand-up comedians like over in Dubai, yelling at these guys on the tee. He's got virtual reality goggles, like simulating crowd noise and heckling. Like he's doing his best to get them like prepared for what this is going to be. Who do you think is the guy on that European team that is really the lightning rod that this crowd ends up really targeting?
Great question.
Well, I think it's pretty simple for me. They're going to go after the guys that went to live. That's John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton. Tyrrell Hatton always shows his emotions on his sleeve. So if he hits a bad shot or somebody talks in his backswing or his girlfriend walks out of the porta potty again, I mean, that's going to stir him up. That's really going to stir him up. So to me, it's fairly simple. Do you think Henrik's in his feelings a little bit, by the way, Harry? Because you got live guys participating, but yet he couldn't be the captain.
It's very strange.
Right?
Yeah.
Everything has kind of changed as they've gone along.
Yeah. So Coach, the media members, right? Best part of this. And earlier this week, our guy Brandel just could not help himself.
Oh no.
Right? And he lets his hate for Liv just come through, and he targets it right on the most likable guy in golf right now, Bryce DeChambeau. And he's talking about bots, YouTube numbers, unlikable player. What is he doing? And if you're, first of all, if you're doing that, and we've had Rich Lerner on the show, how do those guys know? What are you talking about? But if you're that U.S. team, how do you even want to interact with him if you're out there? And and do you think that will turn into bulletin board material?
Here's a little secret. They don't interact with him when he's out at a game. And she'll tell you this. Ask Brandon how many times Brandol Chambly has been down on the range when they're hitting balls. And I guarantee it's this many times. When you are a lightning rod and you're paid to be that way, because I did a couple of appearances. I can't tell the story here, but he almost got me in the line of fire with the Saudis a couple of years ago because of stuff he said at an appearance. And I'm like, if you're going to say that, make sure I'm not in the shot with you, if you don't mind. But to me, he doesn't go down there because a lot of guys don't like if you're going to say something about a player, then you're not going to face the firing squad, so to speak. So it doesn't matter because he sits in the booth. The booth is always far away from any tee boxes. Yeah, he's nowhere close to the players, guys. I don't know if people realize that, but he's just not. And he doesn't go down there and talk to anybody.
What I love, too, is there's been questions, right? Scotty's the best player in the world, but is he the captain? Is he the leader? Well, the next day, boom, first thing out of his mouth in the press conference is backing Bryson, talking about what a team guy he is. And to me, that showed me something about Scotty, where he took that in and said, yo, I wear the C on this team, and you're not going to talk about my guys. That showed me a lot about that guy, what he's ready for this week.
Well, I think also, guys, that he understands that he had the most embarrassing moment, right, Harry, a couple of years ago when he was already number one. He was already with a bullet, and then all of a sudden he lays an egg at the – and I think probably Keegan's pulled him aside, I'll be honest, and probably had one-on-ones with all these guys and said, listen, Scotty, unless you get tired, you're going 5. You're going 5 this week. I'm not throwing my rookies out there 3 times this week. It's going to be you. I'm going to live and die with you. You just won in Napa at the event all of your teammates went to, and you still clocked them. So to me, I think Keegan has set him up to get ready to be the leader. He's going to be out there early and often.
And I love, actually, Fax sent me over kind of the transcript of the entire interviews, the press conference of everybody. And just, I mean, I don't know how long I spent just paging through, looking at all of Scotty's, responses, interactions. They ask him a bunch of silly questions, obviously. But one that I liked is like, how does this feel? The country on your back, blah, 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 all that stuff. They're like, but what are you doing differently? They're like, well, how does the expectations weigh? And he's like, I'm not doing anything. He's like, I'm preparing like another tournament. So I'm hoping and wondering if you think that type of, approach to it is playing off on the other guys.
I hope so. I hope behind the scenes that's not the case, because the one criticism I've had of Scotty a lot is the fire. And it's hard to criticize a guy that goes out and wins like 70% of the time. But I need to see it this week. I need to see
more emotion.
And he's done it at Ryder Cups in the past. He's done it.
Yeah.
But I don't like that answer. I don't like the answer. I also didn't like it when he said, 3 minutes after I win, it's just like, what did I do?
Another one.
You're like, another one. Yeah, we all would love another one for $4 million. But I get it. That's who he is.
Piggybacking off that same thing, they asked JT, they're like, does Scotty have an aura? Again, some of these questions, you're like, who's writing these? But JT's like, you know what? I don't know. I don't think so. But even if he did, I would never tell him because he's a confident, cocky guy. And I would never want to be like, you have an aura about you. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Isn't it kind of funny, JT calling somebody else arrogant and cocky?
They introduced Scotty as from New Jersey today, by the way. I love that. I thought that was funny.
Up until he was
awesome.
7, that it counts, I guess.
I guess. When I was in the WWE, we were not allowed to say New Jersey. We had to say if I was doing Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or something, I had to say, what's that?
New York, you had to say? Or no?
Well, we had to say, in the shadows of New York City.
Wow.
That was how we called it. That's how we called New Jersey. Yeah, we were not allowed
dirty
to say
Jersey.
No, there was no Jersey because Vince McMahon used to think it was small. It sounded small. New York sounds big. It's all, it's all perception.
It's all perception.
Funny.
All right, Coach. No Patrick Reed, no Jordan Spieth, no Keegan Bradley as a player. Who on this roster sort of becomes Captain America, if anybody?
It's so simple, guys. To me, it is so simple. And I don't know. I don't care if Brandel or anybody else. Bryson DeChambeau. Yes. I mean, he showed up in Napa, and he couldn't even play. And everybody's raving about the stuff he is doing, and he wasn't even playing. This is a guy that I don't care if it's his PR team or who around him the last 2 years has made him say, listen, you've got an opportunity at $200 million in the bank to change everything about you. And he's done it. I mean, those YouTube videos, I'm all in. Next day to tune in. This is the guy I think everybody will want to play with. This is the guy that I think, and I don't know, I didn't look it up to see if you can bet on who hits the first tee shot.
We've been talking about it for weeks.
I would be shocked.
I would send him and JT together out in that first group and just.
Well, did you already see the videos too? And I posted for Brad too. Like off that tee, I think. Let me see. I wrote down a couple of things with it.
Yeah, tell me.
It is
like
on a straight line at the green on number 1, Bethpage Black. It's 370 to reach the front of the green. Plays downhill a little bit, but still, Bryson drove the green on it. So 1 out of 6 attempts, and he
just got to get those trees. You get those trees that are like 270 out.
It's right between. If you go there's like 3 trees, and if you can go right over that.
I rattled off every one of those trees last year when I played it. I hit every branch on every tree.
Well, is it as long as they say it is?
Yeah. And what I said too, like, and they talked about it today, the bunkers are just now they're gonna miss a lot of the fairway bunkers, but it's not the rough, it's not the greens, it's the bunkers at that place. They are everywhere.
Well, Coach, you're a wrestling guy. Is this the greatest like reverse heel turn you've ever seen in sports? What Bryson DeChambeau has done over the last 18 to 24 months?
So when you're a great heel in wrestling, Harry, and you start to get a little bit of popularity, we're seeing them with a couple of guys right now. In fact, what you know is if you can become a great heel, that if you do it correctly, you'll become a bigger babyface. Which is a good guy in wrestling. And this is exactly, it's not a double heel turn. It's the classic Rock from 1997 when he was part of the faction and everybody hated him. But then all of a sudden they started saying his sayings. If you smell, it doesn't matter. All that kind of stuff. Well, right now, everything that Bryson does turns to gold. He does everything that normal people do, like us. Like hitting a golf ball above into a cup. That's ridiculously
to win a Maybach
right to win a $400,000 vehicle, though. He incorporates his world. I'm rich. Yeah. And by the way, I'm not paying a dime for that car. Underdog Fantasy is.
It's a lease, and you're going to have to pay $200,000 in taxes.
So this is awesome, and I think the crowds are very puppety, I call them, where they like to follow the trends. And I think this crowd will understand how popular Bryson is, and they're going to be behind him every step of the way. To me, it would be the first tactical mistake if he is not put out in that first group on Friday morning.
I agree.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now,
Moose has been calling for that move for like 5 weeks.
Also, Coach, like he didn't have to go to Siberia; he went to Napa, right? But it's a nice gesture. But the guy didn't.
I know, but he couldn't play. But he couldn't play.
I know.
I'm going to Napa in 2 weeks. I'm hosting an event for Cy at Saberhagen, and at first I did it for free. Then I drove there the first time, and I was like, damn, it's hard to get here. So now I do it for gas money. But my point is, it's hard
I
to
got
get.
you.
It's hard.
I hear you. All right. Give me a guy on the U.S. team that you're riding and a guy you're fading, and then give me a guy on the European squad that you're riding and a guy you're fading.
I knew you were going to ask me that, so I look at all these notes.
I know you're
look at all
prepared.
these notes today.
I know you're prepared.
Oh gosh, I don't even know if I'm fading him because I don't think he's going to play well. I'm fading him because I just don't like watching him play, and that's Patrick Cantlay. And I know he's going to be with Xander, and I'm not going to get to JT. I love me some me. I want to hear that. Yeah. I want to hear that. I don't want to see. And God, either don't wear a hat or get one without DeWalt on the side of it.
They just said, by the way, real quick, that he and Xander are donating their entire $500,000 to charity, and he will be wearing a hat because he got it fitted in time. He put that out today. I thought that was hilarious.
Oh yeah, that's good.
That is so nice of a multi-gazillionaire to say, "I'll give that 500,000." Yeah, I'll give it back.
Well, Luke brought it up in his speech today. Luke's making it a big deal. He brought it up in his speech that we don't play for the money. He's like that. They're using that as fire. So they came right out and said, "We're donating our money." I thought it was a good counter move by the boys.
Now that's a reverse baby face move right there, Harry. That is being the baby face, and then I guarantee you, some of the crowd, if we start playing badly, they're gonna start yelling that at fans or yelling that at players, and they're gonna for Europe, because I don't think Europe could ever dream about taking a dime. No. I can't even believe that we're giving them money.
Some of those guys would pay to play in it.
Oh my God, yeah.
And the guys, they have to realize that. Go ahead, Coach. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, if you make the team, you have to have had a good 2 years. And I went and looked, and the average player on this team averaged $4 to $5 million the last 2 years just to have enough points to play. So why do you need 5?
Right.
Stop it. So
the only thing that does worry me, and just on this point, is the New York fans, just like the Philly fans, who we are and we know, they're on your side. But if you start going bad, they will tell you. And I worry about some of our guys. Can they handle that? Because it's going to be like something they've never experienced before. And if they start playing like crap, they're going to hear it, and they need to be able to use that as fire.
Especially a guy like Morikawa.
Or a Henley or a guy like that.
I was just going to say that. Yeah. I can't even believe Morikawa was on the team.
I know.
Weird.
He's playing like complete trash. He had a couple high finishes, API and stuff, but this guy, he's changing putters, wedges, swings.
Caddies.
I mean,
everything.
He might change caddies from Friday to Saturday in this event, Coach.
But he's getting high-level caddies. These are big names that are going out there. It's like flipping a coin. Which big name major caddy you got this week? Oh, it didn't work out? Our bad.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Let you answer that question.
Yeah, so Patrick Cantlay, Colin Morikawa, those are two guys that I'm fading big time. Okay. I think under the radar, Harris English, and I think from what we understand, Russell Henley's going to be playing a lot with Scotty Scheffler. Russell Henley's a bulldog, and he won the API this year, which means what? Right, straight down the fairway, tough golf course, straight down the fairway. On the European side, to me, Rory's going to be out there 5 times unless he gets tired. I think that goes without saying. And, oh, by the way, I know we want to give Luke Donald credit. He has the exact same team they had 2 years ago with a different twin brother.
Different guard.
And coach this team. Let's be honest.
And if Rasmus plays like crap on Friday, you could sub in Nikolai and nobody'd know the difference.
Yeah, seriously. Did you see the difference in the 2 years, the photo they put?
Yes. Can you imagine if somebody ever did that?
That would be hilarious.
That's a wrestling move right there.
Really
That's a wrestling move.
Oh, that's too good.
I think Coach is frozen here a second here. He froze up.
All right, we'll get him back on.
I lost me. I've been having hits all day. We got bad weather out here. I apologize.
No, you're all good. Well, I'll give you a breather from Ryder Cup for a second. Let me talk about you for a moment.
Oh, no.
How's your golf game? Where are you playing?
Did you get new clubs finally?
Yeah, tell us a little bit.
Okay, so a lot has changed since last year. Okay, my son is now a plus 0.4.
Wow.
He just turned 15. So my game, I'm at a 10-9. Okay. But my son is amazing. He hasn't shot over he had a bad tournament last week. He shot 82-71. But he just became a sophomore. He made the varsity team. So my life is about my son, about our club. He plays 5 or 6 days a week. We're getting ready to go to the range right after this. But golf is our everything, and I cannot believe I never dreamed about having a son who would be so good that I know I'll never beat him again. But watching him play is kind of like watching a mini tour pro. His short game is dynamic, hitting, hits the 6, 7. It's awesome. He's such a natural. Great. So been loving golf lately. Called a bunch of tour events this year. I think 7 or 8.
Wow.
And we're on pace to hopefully There's been a lot of changes over at the tour, though. As we know, there's been some changes, so I don't know what next year's going to look like. But we've had a great year of golf, and I absolutely love playing with my son.
And where do you guys play your golf at?
Aliso Viejo Country Club out here. It's kind of funny, too. We have this young, and hopefully they see this, because a couple of years ago, remember Max Gresserman played in the Golf for Cops?
Yeah.
And he had just got his tour card. Yeah. His wife happens to be like from a town a mile over.
Oh,
so
no
he
way.
was going to spend Christmas and then go play in the Sony Open. And he goes, hey, can you help me out? I've never been out there. So I called my course and I said, hey, I got a tour player. And they're like, Coach, if I let him come and play, I got to let everybody. I go, really? When was the last time somebody came and asked you to let a tour player play at this club? I'll wait.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's so funny because the next year, after Max finished top 50 in the FedEx Cup, hey, Coach, coming out for Christmas this year again? I said he is, but he ain't coming here to play. I can tell you that right now. Right now.
You didn't like me when I was down.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, you didn't know his name last year. You know his name now.
Wow.
But it's a Jack Nicklaus design. And I feel like when Jack builds courses, there's every now and then he's in a bad mood. There's like a bad Tuesday, and he has to be at a certain hole. We have a par 3 that if you end up in the bunker on the left hand, you cannot keep it on the green unless you're like a tour pro. You cannot. And it drives me insane. But that's Jack for you. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Well, Coach, tell everybody what you're up to, where they can find you, what you're doing, how we can see you.
We're busy. We're busy. We have a lot of projects going on. But we have a daily sports that's on the Stadium Network, Amazon Prime, DirecTV. It's a coaching company. You see it behind me. Every day, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. We have 2 wrestling shows a week. I also have a brand new Sirius XM daily wrestling show from 2 to 4 Eastern time on an incredibly popular channel. And then, of course, I still have the PFL, Professional Fighters League, PGA Tour. So we have 5 or 6 projects we have going all at the same time. I've never been busier, never been happier, never been more energized. I love doing this. And we still throw in some of the charity events as well. So you can find us everywhere. Easiest thing to do, follow me on social media at The Coach Rules, and we post for every single show that we do, including the one that me and Harry did today.
With Jeff Eisenband. Yeah.
Wait, Coach, maybe we need to have an exhibition wrestling match at Golf for Cops. Maybe that's what's missing.
Do not tease me on that idea. There's a few people I'd like to see in an arm bar, if you know what I mean.
Let's set it up.
The Coach, baby. We appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks so much, buddy.
Excited to see this Ryder Cup, man. Really excited to see this. And we'll talk again soon. Appreciate you.
You guys are the best. I'll see you
guys
soon.
Happy to hear about your son's success, man. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I'll let him know. Yeah, thank you.
We'll send some Swing It and Ding It merch out to him too.
Oh, he'll wear it and then he'll put it up on his Instagram. He's so popular there too. So
let's go. All right, let's take a quick break and we will be right back. All right. Thanks to the great Coach for being on. We are back, and I'll tell you what, at Rita's, the fall concretes are back. Fan favorite pumpkin pie returns alongside with a new apple butter flavor. Try them today. Great sponsors of our golf outing. Talk a little bit more about that in a few minutes. But Danielle, let's spill some tea.
Let's spill some tea. Moose, you lightly mentioned it, but I feel like we just got to talk about it again. I feel like I didn't hear enough of Harry's input because I know that he's such a Brandel fan. Quote, I have no doubt that bots are generating a lot of those views. There may be some interest as well, but that's what he wants to talk about, not the team, not the Ryder Cup. He wants, this is Brandel on Bryson. Yeah. What do we think about this?
Well, I saw this.
Shared a little bit.
I saw this when it happened. I think the first go around. Of course, they've been repeating it for the last day and a half. But and he's right. I mean, they're talking to Bryson. He didn't bring up anything about the team or about the Ryder Cup. It was all about him and his YouTube page. He's correct on that. But that's who Bryson is. I think Bryson compartmentalizes everything in his life. And when it comes down to playing for this team and teeing it up at 7:10 on Friday morning, he's all about the team. I don't have any doubts about that. I don't think that there's before everybody started coming out and defending him and taking up for him. I believe that all these guys are behind him. It's Brandel's got an agenda against Liv.
Yeah,
and he's going to find any little way to dig at Live and through the players on Live. And since Live isn't playing right now, but there's 3 guys on the Ryder Cup teams, respectively, Europe and US, that he's going to use that as a way to dig at Live, and that's just what he does.
How about Bryson's out talking to the Walker Cup team, getting them fired up? So do you think this team stuff in the country, playing for the country doesn't matter? Give me a break.
But it is amazing how it changed the news cycle of the next day, because then all the golf reporters are now asking all the players on the team about Bryson and about what Brandel said, and they're asking Keegan Bradley, the captain, about it, and it becomes the whole day. It can be a divisive thing, but the way the U.S. team and Keegan handled it, I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep, just need a little more insight on that, because I know Moose shared it with Coach, but I was like, let's hear. So another topic that the media has been beating to death is that Scotty Scheffler says that President Trump calls him after the wins and that he's going to be on property at the tournament.
Yeah. I saw that, and I saw Justin Rose say something to the effect that if Europe wins, he would welcome President Trump up on stage. And I'm thinking, well, that's great, but there's no way that Trump can do that. I mean,
he would go up there. He'd be like, the Ryder Cup, you want me to play? Yeah, I'll play. I look good in shorts. I could wear the pants if I have to wear the pants.
I know. And I saw a lot of the comments in Scotty's, after Scotty posted that, we're like, oh, I used to like Scotty, see ya, and all this kind of crap.
Come on,
and I'm like, Scotty Scheffler didn't know you before, and he doesn't know you after. He doesn't care
less. Yeah.
As we learned last week, say what you want about the president, but he is a supporter of the game of golf, and
extreme.
Yeah.
So we talked a little bit about, the guys donating their money back to charity, being on the Team US, et cetera, going back and forth. There's been a little bit of commentary on the internet that talks about the Ryder Cup Gala. Team USA, no tie, sneakers, super casual. People are saying like USA has no class. It was a bad idea. Terrible look, saying have some pride. This is the largest stage to represent your country in the game of golf. What are you doing? Whose idea was it to go with the quote unquote relaxed fit? What do you guys think?
I don't love it. Right.
I didn't either.
I'm not a sneakers with a suit person to begin with. I know some people are. I mean, these aren't like super young guys. They're not all super young, but there's different levels. Like today, they were dressed up on stage. Yesterday,
for opening ceremonies, they had the proper look on. Yeah,
and they're not in charge of any of this. Whoever is their consultant that's doing the fashion and the clothes for the week scripts this stuff all out for them. So maybe they missed it, right? Maybe they missed the mark there. But I think it's like so silly to like.
Well, there's so many things that we can pick out and say that. And then the fact that like people are saying like no class and this, represents that they're not as serious as Team Europe. It's just, it's entertainment.
You're grasping at straws. With that kind of stuff. I'm the oldest guy on this show, so you would think that I would have the biggest problem with it. I have no problem with what they wear. I don't like the uniforms, to be honest, this year. I think a lot of it, it's stuff that I would never wear.
Yeah.
Even if I was 30, I wouldn't wear it. But I'm not gonna get up in arms anymore about a guy not wearing a tie or wearing sneakers. I don't wear the sneakers with suits either, Moose.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't pull it off mostly. Maybe if I could pull it off, I would try it. But I don't get outraged by these things anymore.
I have a lot of weird rules. Like I don't think you should ever wear a black suit without a tie, right? I don't think you should wear a black suit with sneakers. I think you could pull it off if you had blue on. You could open up. I think if you have black on, you need a tie on. That's just me. You never wear a black shirt. You never wear a black shirt, period, unless you're a waiter at the Olive Garden. Like I have a lot of rules that I.
Joe DeCamera might have worn a black shirt.
What's that tell you, Harry?
Yeah. But what if you had to go to a gala that was black and blue? What do you wear? A blue shirt,
I've never
black
been
tie,
invited
or black
to a
suit?
gala.
We had to. The Golf for Cops one, we had to do that. And
you wear a black
the theme is black and blue, and I was like, no,
you still wear a white shirt. You wear black and blue suit and tie.
Yeah,
white shirt. There you
white
go.
Shirt. Always.
But
a
as
white
Moose
shirt.
pointed out, there's somebody who's in charge of this and gathering it all. And 2 years ago, I think it was.
I think it's Ralph Lauren, isn't it?
Yeah.
Aren't they doing
probably.
Yeah.
I would get Moose to call Robini, and then we'd work.
That's what you need.
That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Everyone
These guys should all be in Robini.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Well, the winner of our long drive will be in Robini again.
Can
this year.
Brandon enter that? Because he
Bespoke.
could use a tailored Robini. Can I pimp my husband for the long drive contest to get a new suit?
Maybe that's
All
it.
of our
Maybe you could.
listeners are
Maybe
like,
you could
no.
bid. Maybe you could bid to have him take your long drive.
For the Robini. There you go. All right, so we'll get off the Ryder Cup for a little bit. I saw this. I thought this was cool. I want to know both of your answers, right? If you were randomly dropped into a pro sporting event, your entire country's hopes and dreams are on the line. What would you most want to attempt? A free throw, B, a penalty kick, C, a 25-yard field goal, or D, a 6-foot putt?
Oh,
I mean, 6-foot putt.
it's got to
You
be a
gotta go
6-foot putt.
Oh, I said a free throw all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day. You're
mean,
taking a 6-footer?
I mean, I've taken a lot more 6-footers than I have free throws in the past 10 years, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
I've also missed a lot of 6-footers, which is
If
why
you roll
I
the
have
clock
why I have
back,
a new putter.
there you go. If you roll the clock back to when I was in my teens, maybe a free throw or something like that. But I'll take the chance on the 6-foot putt. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going because at first, immediately, I was like, oh,
Need
free
to know
throw
about the break,
all,
though.
all day long.
Need to
But
know
that's
if
what I'm
there's any-
saying, because there's some
yeah.
6-footers that could be like, is it a
it's a
6-footer at
slider.
Scranton, NEPA
Yeah.
weekend, or is it a 6-foot at
Yeah,
like,
true.
you know what I'm saying? Like, am I putting on ice or am I putting on?
I'm trusting there's no volcano hole involved. I think it's a nice flat around the hole kind of thing.
Have either of you ever attempted a field goal kick?
Yeah, I believe I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about a penalty kick?
No.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
No.
could definitely. I could score a penalty kick.
No,
pretty easily.
have you attempted kicking?
Like when I was young playing
you a soccer guy?
I never played soccer.
I didn't
like
either.
Very little.
Yeah.
Very little.
I was
like every
slightly
other-
judging you.
Yeah, there wasn't much soccer in Southwest Philly, but
No.
when you were very little,
The fields don't
you
run
played.
deep.
Yeah. Those glass-covered fields were not conducive.
Yeah, seriously. All right, Harry, I saw that you liked this, so we have to give a quick shout out to our friend of the show, John Baptiste, for making it through pre-qual for Q School. Now, just to remind our listeners of how ridiculous Q School qualifying process is, the multi-stage qualifying tournament series goes in stages, obviously pre-qual, first stage, second stage, final stage. In between that too, it's like this wild thing. You have to like wake up at when, or just set your alarm and be available for as soon as it opens to try to get your main location or course, if you will, to play during that. Like it's opened up, like, first stage will be at however many different locations, and to start it, it's a wild process, multi-stage qualifying. So like I said, pre-qual, which he just got through, first stage, second stage, final stage, and players need to advance through each stage to earn PGA Tour cards or conditional status on those like dev tours. So final stage held at Dyes Valley course at TPC Sawgrass and Sawgrass Country Club. Now top 5 out of all of those stages get the PGA Tour cards, and then from there you get those subcategories where maybe numbers 6 through 10 get into X amount of events, and well, they get some tour starts, but and then there's Corn Ferry status, and then it reshuffles, et cetera. So just kind of looking back through this process again, and how it's not like any other sport.
It's unreal.
Or professional sport out there. It's wild. Yeah. It really is.
But
it's
congrats
wild.
to Jean Baptiste. He's continuing to fight, man, and guy's got a lot of talent. So he keeps getting better. He keeps gaining more confidence. So
we love to see it. And just as a reminder to our listeners, those pro listeners who listen to us each week, when you come on the show, good things happen.
Yeah, exactly.
More true.
Well, that's what's trending in golf, guys. That's a T from D, brought to you by Wear SPF. So just because the temperatures are cooling off doesn't mean the sun stops doing damage. Whether you're out on the course, watching football, or just running around town, you still need protection that works. Wear SPF by Justin Thomas is dermatologist tested, sweat resistant, and keeps your skin safe year round. Check them out and order today at wearspf.com. That's wearspf.com.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Now, I know we got other stuff to get to, but I don't think I wanted to interject this.
Oh.
Yeah.
I watched and was totally entertained by the French Open golf tournament this past weekend. I know I was texting you guys because Brooks Koepka was in contention.
He was,
and
in
I
Paris,
realized how much I missed watching that guy play golf. That matters.
Yeah.
Just with the swagger and the gunslinger, just the way he saunters down the fairway. I was just glued to the television set Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now, he didn't end up winning. He was very un-Brooks Koepka-like on the 15th hole where he was in the middle of the fairway with 152 yards and a 9-iron in his hand, and he blows it over the green and ends up making bogey, and then only parred the par 5 16th, and that was the end of the tournament. But, man, was it fun.
Oh, yeah.
I just miss him.
Well, and Harry, what was it, last week or the week before? I was just bringing up on the show. I'm like, wait, Brooks lately has had such a bad stretch of golf. He hasn't been playing well. Like, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And from a female social standpoint, Jenna posted like their text exchange where Brooks is like, hey, I think I'm going to play in this event. I'm going out to Paris. And she goes, I'm so jealous you're going to Paris. And he goes, you want to come? And she said, yeah. And so she jumped on the PJ and went out there.
Yeah, maybe I'll come. I don't think I have anything.
Sure,
I don't think I have anything else to do.
That's what Brandon was texting me yesterday. I'm like, I guess I'll come to Paris. Right?
What's the private airstrip that they fly out of near Jupiter? Like, you have to know what this is.
Oh, it's literally right behind PBI. There's a private airport right there. So it's just like, it's literally like,
I'll get the shuttle and I'll get the nanny and I'll meet you in Paris. Yeah. But it was great watching him, man. I just love him.
Did it inspire you in your game, Harry?
Maybe. I shot 84 the other day, which was only 5 pars, but only 1 double bogey. That is the key. You got to just eliminate the doubles, and you can shoot a decent score. So it's getting better. Yeah.
Well, I haven't played since the member guest, but I have a really funny story for you, and it has to do with the new putter.
Oh.
Right. Look at with the center post.
Is this the spider?
That's it. Yeah.
Center post. Hey, spider. Now, here's the funny story. I say, you know what? I'm going to go out to the PGA Superstore. Now, the two of you know, and everyone listening knows, I wasn't leaving without something, right?
No,
so this was not a tough sell, but this was the funniest interaction I've ever had with a salesperson. This smooth son of a gun. So I go in there. You're in the putting area. I'm looking around. I'm hitting some putts, and there's like a ledge, like a 3 foot, 4 foot ledge that goes all the way around the putting surface. So it's just me out there hitting some putts. All of a sudden, this guy with this beautiful coiffed hair just pops out of nowhere. He's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "Hey, what on?" Like, looking for the putter. I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's on your mind?" I'm like, I'm looking for the center post. I was looking for the jailbreak. He goes, yeah, they're good options. But I'll tell you what, that spider at the end there, he's like, I got it about a month ago. Haven't missed a putt since. I turn around to look at the putt. I turn back. He's gone.
He was gone.
Where'd that guy go? He's gone. I'm like, all right. You tell me that. So I go over. I pick up the putter. And, I swear, it's like a boardwalk game there. Everything funnels into the hole.
Right.
So I'm hitting putts, and they're going in. And I stop for a second, and I just hear the voice again. This guy pops back up. I know what you're thinking. I'm like, what? He's like, how can they all be going in? Is it possible this putter's this good? I'm like, no. I wasn't thinking that. I was just looking at the putter. He's like, hit some more. Disappears again. Gone.
Stop.
I'm like, where does this guy go? I'm looking for him. I get the putter again. Now I'm rolling some long ones, and they're just rolling in, and this thing feels so great. And I'm just like, oh man. I'm like, I find a 34. All of a sudden he pops back with the head. He goes, here's the head for it. You want me to bring it up to the register? I'm like,
the head cover?
Yeah. Head cover.
Yeah. You gotta have that.
He's like, you want me to just bring us up to the register? I was like, yeah.
Show me it again.
Walked away.
So did he work there?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
He gets a bonus for having 30 spider sales
now listen,
this year.
Nobody needed to sell me, but this dude it was hilarious. The guy was.
And do you like where that shaft is mounted? Like you like that
center shaft?
I'm still not sure if he was a real person or if he was a vision. I'm
figment of your imagination.
I'm not 100% sure.
I'm going to say I'm not sure. Halfway through your story, I go, wait, was he hearing things or was this man actually there?
But needless to say, the spider came home with me, and I can't wait to try it. It just made so much sense with the center post. Like, you can see with a regular club, you kind of want more torque, but that center post, my eye line, it just made so much sense where you're hitting the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have to ask Brennan, but
it felt very natural.
Like when I first met him, the first putter he saw, like when I looked through his bag and I was like, oh, a spider. And I just remember like, why is it called a spider? So it stayed. But It was black and white though. It wasn't blue like yours, but I remember that. And after, you know how they tinker, like once he was done, like a year or two later, like I grabbed that and I was like, oh, this is my putter now. I had a little spider moment too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited to get out there and try it for sure. We talked.
Oh, you
a
haven't
little
rolled
bit.
it on the actual course yet?
No.
Wow.
I haven't. I
You're
haven't.
jonesing.
I know. I can't wait. Now the weather looks kind of crappy, but yeah, I can't wait. But got our confirmation. We talked about Tito's Handmade Vodka being back. Well, they're stepping up their game this year. They're rolling in this like beautiful bar set up out there. Can't wait for that. Made a connection. A guy that's been playing in our tournament that just listens to the podcast for years, works for Red Bull. So we're gonna have a sick Red Bull setup this year. So much more stuff going on, more prizing. Really excited to roll everything out. So excited about that. But Harry, it's all about Bethpage Black. It's all about the course, of course. Of course, that's brought to you by Buy My Balls. Tee off with top tier golf balls without the top tier price. BuyMyBalls.com. Top quality, recycled, premium brands for a fraction of the price. Go to BuyMyBalls.com. That's balls with a Z. Tell the people about Bethpage Black, Harry.
Yeah, perhaps the greatest municipal golf course in the United States, the People's Golf Course. Bethpage Black, one of 5 golf courses at Bethpage. This one designed by A.W. Tillinghast and Joseph Burbick. Par 70 for this tournament, 7,398 yards, so 7,400 yards. Only one water hazard. That's at the 8th hole. The par 3 sits right in front of it. Reese Jones did a renovation here back in 1997 prior to them having the first U.S. Open in 2002, which I attended. I was there for the 2002 U.S. Open, the 2009 U.S. Open, and the 2012 Barclays Championship. So I've walked this golf course numerous times. I've never played it. Moose has played it. 76 bunkers, and Moose, I think, was in a few of them because he still has PTSD, I think, from some of these bunkers.
Yeah, I think I was in most of them.
And many are massive, especially the fairway bunkers. It really just makes it for like beautiful, to the eye. You don't want to be in them, but man, does it look good. The greens are POA and bent grass. Average size is 6,000 square feet. The rough height is undisclosed, but it's going to be far less than what it would have been for like a U.S. Open. It's not going to be 4-inch rough. Might be about 2.5 inch, and then they're going to get rain on Thursday, all day Thursday. So that's going to grow over the weekend. But really fast greens. The U.S. team wants really fast greens, probably in the 13 plus on the stimp meter, but manageable rough. The meat of the golf course are the par 4s. Holes 9 through 12. They average from 460 to 515 yards in length. Hole 15 is the beast of all, though. That's you cross the road back over. There's holes 2 through 14 are on one side of the road, and 1 and 15 through 18 are on the other side of the road. And 15 is just a beast. The green sits about 40 to 50 yards or 40 to 50 feet above the fairway height and guarded by massive bunkers. There's only 2 par 5s, number 4 and 13, and there's 4 par 3s, 3, 8, 14, and 17. And 3 and 8 are 230 and 210 yards respectively. The shortest holes in the golf course are the first 2. Number 1 is a dogleg right that's less than 400 yards. Danielle gave you the number to the front of the green. I think it's around 370 if you take it by as the crow flies. If they get it downwind, perhaps Bryson can get it there. And, hole 2 is also under 400 yards. But this should just be spectacular. I cannot wait to watch this.
No doubt.
I hate having to wait till Friday.
Feels
like a live event.
I low-key lately have been like, should I go up there? Like, should I be up there? Like,
I had an opportunity to go tomorrow, Thursday, but everyone's saying it's going to be a wash. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go through all that to get up there to watch practice.
Being on a course in rain. I mean,
I
we
was
had a
there
little
in
bit of
2009, and we were in the tent the whole day because it rained the entire day. Lucas Glover ended up winning that U.S. Open.
Yeah.
Well, Harry, you've been on this for a while, right? And the line is now U.S. 150, Europe plus 163.
Yeah.
Have you changed your mind at all? Where do you stand on this as we see the line with our friends at Bet Parks?
No, I'm still. I bet Europe again because it went up to plus 170. I took them again. I am not laying money like minus 150 to minus 190, whatever it is on U.S., depending on where you get it, on a team with 4 rookies and a team with two of their stalwart players not playing their best golf. And I'm talking about Colin Morikawa and Xander Schauffele. Now, one of them or both of them could catch fire. They're that good. It can happen at any moment. I get it. But they haven't been playing well all year long. So I'm taking Europe. They got 11 veterans. They got some guys that are just deadly, and I mean deadly, in foursomes, the alternate shot portion of this. Rahm has never lost a match in alternate shot. Neither has Tommy Fleetwood. They just dominate in that. I think that if they get the putters working on the singles, I think they win the thing.
Wow. And it's interesting too. The day one number is very telling. The U.S. is down to 106 and Europe is down to plus 150. So even if they think it's going to be U.S., they think Europe's going to jump out. The one thing I don't know why, just because of the way the guy plays and the fire and top scorer. I was taking a look at some of the top scorers. That's where you get decent odds on Bet Parks. Robert McIntyre plus 1,200. I just
nobody's talking about him.
I know
Nobody's talking about him.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I think he's going to fly under the radar and be the top scorer for the European
He's
team.
got a competitive fire that I think few people realize. He is tough, man. Really tough.
Yeah. I like him there. And then when you go to the U.S. side, who do you think is going to be the top scorer? You got Scotty as shortest odds. I don't think it's going to be Scotty.
No, I don't. I was thinking Cantlay.
Cantlay at plus 750. That's where I'm looking too.
Yeah, I was thinking Cantlay because his record in team events is 15-6-1, President's Cup and Ryder Cup combined. That is unbelievable.
Yeah.
He excels
because he
at
has
this
no
stuff.
emotions.
I know, right. I know the American fans have a hard time embracing him.
I'd love to see a whoop on him because remember, like Rory, like they said, like his heartbeat going into like that playoff hole or whatever. Like I'd like to see Cantlay's. I feel like it's just like a steady like 68 all day long, like doom.
Maybe a Russell Henley. What's Russell Henley's number?
Because I was actually looking at because the longest odds are on Harris English. I think Harris English is going to play well. He has experience, right? People forget that he's 2,500 on the Bet Parks app. Russell Henley is 1,000.
Oh, okay.
Sam Burns is shorter. Then you got all the rookies. Morikawa is way down there too.
Yeah.
But Bryson can go off too. I just think he's going to have to control his emotions. I think he has to kind of stay within himself. But yeah.
Guys, I need to share this. I just got a little alert on my phone. Tony Romo was playing in pre-qual of Q School, and I was just talking about a little bit earlier. So Tony Romo played the last 5 holes in 3 under at pre-Q of Q School to finish 1 under and is currently in a tie for 16th. The top 39 and ties advance. So that'll be fun to kind of, have a little Tony Romo tracker and see if he gets through how many stages he potentially gets through. But 2 under total, 1 over on the back and 1 under total. So
How much money does he owe Scotty Scheffler at this moment in time?
I love that story too. That's a pretty good one.
That's
a pretty good one.
Yeah. Well, listen, guys, great stuff. Thank you to the coach. The other one, Cam Young. I feel like there's so many storylines in this. I can't wait to see this thing play out. You wonder how he's going to react here, but cannot wait to get into the Ryder
I'm
Cup.
doing my work. I played today. I have a lesson on Friday. I'm going to make sure we're
with
slightly. Mike Melizia at Admiral's Cove.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Former guest.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
So
and Brandon today I was playing I asked him, I should know, it sounds embarrassing that I don't know, but I negotiated 4 strokes a hole from him. We were on the first tee. He was just tell me what you want now because I'm not dealing with it. Whatever. I go 4 hole. He's like, that's so irrational, but whatever. I'm just.
Did you make it past 12 holes? Because that's where Brandon says your tipping point is at like.
Actually, because we teed off at 8:50. Neither of us had a chance to warm up. Vienna's not feeling well, so today the nanny got here. We quick left, and then we literally just cracked our neck and we're like, all right, let's go. Let's get out.
I just hope you didn't get 3 birdies in a row because that could be painful for him.
Adios. But no, we played 9 and he's like, and I felt like it just went so quick. And he's like, you want to play a couple more holes or what do you want to do? And I was like, no, let's go play a few more. So then we played 4 more, just on a little loop to 10, 11, I think 17, 18 to come back in. So
nice.
But he looked at me towards it and he goes, let me fix your grip. I'm like, you've changed 3 things. Wait, get this. The first hole I play, whatever, I think, I just hit driver in a wood and probably chipped it up and putted. Second hole I get in, I actually parred number 2. Number 3, I go to pull a club from my bag and I go, what is this? And he goes, oh, I put better clubs in there. I thought I was being nice and you like this. But like it threw me off so bad because imagine going to get like your 8-iron and it's not your 8-iron. And it's now like the men's Srixon extra stiff shaft, whatever. And he's like, I'm like, it's heavier. It's stainless steel shaft. Like this isn't my club. And he's like, it's not that big of a deal. And I was like so flustered after just coming off a par. I was like,
sounds like sabotage.
You swapped all my clubs out. And so it took me a second. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like they said not to get new clubs until I had a lesson. Wow. So we'll see. We're gonna see.
So you think you'll have new clubs for the outing?
I'm gonna wait to see what Mike says on Friday to see if or do I take the lesson with these new clubs from Brandon or revert back to my old clubs? I don't know.
Nah, take it with your old clubs. Take it with your old clubs.
The wife takes the G4 tomorrow to Nova Scotia for the golf trip.
Oh.
The overnight golf trip to Cabot.
Man.
Sounds
2
awesome.
rounds of golf, a night in the cabins, and back
She's
home.
doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's living in this house.
All right, great stuff. Thank you again to the coach. We're going to take you out with Harry Mays telling you more about Bet Parks, but thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we will be back next week to break it all down.